This is my new RC car. So if you know all about Willspeed, then you'll know what to expect from this set. However, if you are new to Willspeed and unfamiliar with the brand, you are in for a real treat in this video. So let's get inside the box and find out what we've got. Okay, so here it is, Willspeed RF3. So if you are familiar with Willspeed, you will know that they make some of the most amazing conversions for all the big brands. And I have got here the full RF3 conversion for the TLR. Now, this is the first time looking inside the box, and I can see how amazing all this stuff is machined. It looks fantastic. We've got carbon fibre parts. There's some more carbon fibre bits there. Beautiful. Oh, this is so nice. I'm so excited. I don't think it comes across just how excited I am about this. Now, I talked a lot about that pedestal car. That sort of, it's just on another level, this stuff. It is absolutely amazing. We've got some gears there. Interestingly, this car runs with a 5-gear system, which I believe has been, am I allowed to say copied? I'm not sure I'm allowed to say copied, but team associated with the B7 are doing something that Willspeed models have been doing for at least the last 5 years. Look at that. So there you go. That is where your it's a 5-gear gearbox. Very nice. So TLR gearbox. Oh, it's stunning. So nice. All the parts we need to do a full conversion from a TLR, which I've struggled with since day one, turning it into a Willspeed. Oh, I'm sure I'm lost for words, to be honest. And even comes with a shell. So I was saying that I wanted to do something nice for this shell, and that is exactly what I intend to do. I've got a few ideas for that. And then last but not least, look at that Willspeed. Don't think what's in the bag, I don't think you can actually see that, but it's actually got Willspeed etched into the bottom there. Oh my days, it's so much nicer in the flesh. It's amazing. I can't wait to get this started. Now, I did say that I would let Mark have a go at building this, but I want it built now, and if I give it to him, I'm not going to get it before Christmas. So I think I might start it now. Okay, so here is the original TLR, and these are all the parts. Now, having a quick look, and trying to work out the best way of tackling this. I think a good place to start would be maybe building up the gearbox. The front end, I think I can attach all of the front end to this piece here, and then it's a case of fitting the back of the car to the gearbox. So it's worth noting, I've got lots of lovely, beautiful, amazing pieces of RC car here, but no instructions. So I'm going to try and document what I do, the order in which I do it, best I can, so that you can use this as a reference for future projects. So far on this job I've taken out 6 screws. Now you will notice there are a few more screws missing, but that's because on a previous time I took out the servo. But in this little project, so far I've taken out these 2 screws here. I've taken out these 2 screws here, which then allows me to remove that. And I've taken out these 2 screws here. And what that allows me to do is just pop that off of there and pop that off of there. And now the whole front end of the car comes off. So now I'm going to attach this to the front plate, which is this bit here, and hopefully that's the front end of the car sorted. Okay, so next up you can see the plastic. There is a slight gap between the plastic and the chassis. Well, we have got these here, which are the chassis spacers. So if I just pull those out the bag, and we have 2 machine spacers there, which should drop straight in here. So there's one, and I'll put the other one around the other side. So now we've got the spacer in here. What we could do is take the 2 longer screws that were in the previous bag and screw those into the bottom. So next up we have got here the servo mount, which needs to go just about there, and I've got 2 screws which I need to screw it in from underneath. So I'll do that quickly now. So as you can see, the servo mount is in there now. I do need to get a new servo for this, because the one that was in this I took out and I stuck it in my LD3. So I'm going to be looking at options for a new servo for this. There's a few brands I'm looking at, but again, suggestions down below, see what we can come up with. So prior to attaching the front end, what I would have done is put the front plate onto the main chassis beforehand. It just means it's a lot easier to access these screws here because they're covered by this plastic if you do it later. So the next bit I've got here is the carbon fibre plate, which goes in, and that's where I'm going to be mounting my electrics. As you can see from this, actually, we've got the carbon fibre. It's actually got a hole and a hex, and if you look at these screws, they've got a hole and a hex. So we place those in these holes like so, and then they get screwed in from the underside. So let me just pop these into the spaces. So there we go, it's a piece of carbon fibre with the bolts in, so I can place that now in the tray and screw it into the chassis. Okay, so slight change of plan. As I said, I was going to start at the front and work my way back. I've just placed that in there, which fits absolutely fine. However, if we take a closer look at the screws, they've actually got a, it looks like a Phillips head on it, and I've not got my Phillips screwdriver right here, so I'm going to carry on with some of the other bits. I'll grab the screwdriver for those a little bit later on and carry on with the build of that shortly. So the thing is about this, there are components that I need from the TLR obviously, so I am having to take the rear end of this TLR apart so that I can put these parts in the new Willspeed chassis. So it's back to working on the TLR again. Okay, so for this part you need to take the gear out of the previous one. There is a bearing on the end there, so that just drops in there. We've put the other bearing in there, so now they should go together nicely. So the next thing we need to do is push the spacers in with the bearing there, push them in flush, and then you can drop your diff in, and that is the final piece of the puzzle. So that goes in there like so, and now my gearbox is done, so I can finally put in all these screws and just finish it up. Okay, so gearbox is a working. What a lovely bit of machinery that is. So there we go, we have now got the gearbox attached to the chassis. We can place the motor in here and it's all looking good. So front of the car pretty much done. I need to do that chassis plate. We need to put the battery holders in, and we've also got the carbon fibre sides to go on, and then we've got the carbon fibre skid plate to go on with the rear of the TLR, which we've got there in pieces, so that'll all go together shortly. Again, for the shocks, I'm going to go to the outside as far out as they go. Initially, because that's where the car ended its journey on the last outing as a TLR. So initially I am going to go with that and see how it ends up. It goes on there. Screw back on the front. That really is the bulk of the build. We've got drive to the rear wheels, we've got shocks, we've got the front sorted. So a couple of little bits to do here. I need to sort out the rear wing, and we've been pretty much done. That has been a pleasure to work on, and I'm glad I've still got a little bit more to do.